Morning folks, right, I've got a pretty box arrived with pretty birdies on the wrapping. Yeah, big box, well not that big, what's it, shoebox size. Now these will be toys, old plastic figures for a friend. They're painted, no idea what they're like till I open it, which I will do soon. Yeah, I'm hoping to clean these all up, base them all up and make them look good, and he's going to buy them off me. That's the plan. So yeah, I thought I'd start with a sealed box, and then we'll see what it's like when it's opened. So I will open it now and see what state these guys are in. So back soon. Okay, so that's the box opened, and that's how the figures are in the box. Oh dear, I mean, guys have wrapped them in layers, and they were bought as painted figures, but yeah, I think what are they on? Oh, it looks like, oh, they're on balsa wood. All the flocks coming off, which it does sometimes, and they're just it's a basic paint job. So I'm going to try and do some work on these. Right, what I'll do first is get them all out, get them on a tray. So back soon. Okay, so figure's all unwrapped, and that's what it looks like. A few bits and pieces that come off, the odd broken figure, but considering how they were wrapped, that's not too bad in my opinion. So I'll just scan over these guys. Yeah, so 92 pieces. They're not too bad. They're very, very basic, but that's okay. They were not expensive. So what I think I'm going to do first is get them into a tray. They're all on balsa wood, and I could probably lever them off, but I think I'll soak them off. I found that's best with balsa wood. If not, you'll get splinters of balsa wood that's stuck to the bases underside, and you've got to clean that all off, sand it. So this may be the easy way. So I'm going to get these guys soaked off, and then just work through the figures, clean them up, dust them down, rebase, put some various washes on, flesh wash, soft tone, dark tone, that sort of thing. That's what I'm thinking. And then sort out shields and weapons as required. So I'll get that sorted and then come back when that's done. Right, figures off of the balsa wood. I soaked most of them off. A couple of them did fall off. As you can see, yeah, nothing exciting, nothing really, just very basic figures. Most are okay. I noticed a couple of heads missing, but I've got some of these in a box somewhere which I can find. So yeah, 92 figures, but there are only 89 here, because I thought, right, before I make a start, I better get some figures sorted. So I've got one base ready with 3 figures on it, so I'll just get that. Okay, right, so that's the finished article. It's one base, MDF base, 60mm frontage, 30mm depth. I've cleaned up 3 of the figures, given them some flesh wash and soft tone washes, red and green washes, and just touched up the silver on the helmets, swords and spears. Again, the idea is not to spend hours on these. I've just bought these for a friend, and I'm going to tidy them up because he's not into that too much. Yeah, rear shot, you can see very basic. Again, the washes show. It was very remarkably easy to do, actually, to make them look half decent. They're still shiny at the moment. I think once they're all done, I will mat them all down. Yeah, the shields are a couple of my card shields, you know, printed and then stuck onto whatever's available card wise. Usually a cereal box, and then cut to size, and a boss added. These decoupage stick on sequiny things, or half sequins. I use those as the shield boss. I think that's turned out pretty good. As I say, it's still shiny, so I shall mat it all down. Right, so that's the finish. That's how they start. Now I'm going to try and get, this is, what are we now? We're Wednesday. So I'm going to try and get quite a lot of these finished, ready for a video on Saturday evening to post to you lot on Sunday morning. So I'll get cracking on these and see how far I get. Okay, so back soon. Okay, and here we are, back soon, as they say. It's now 10 p.m. Saturday evening. I started these Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday tea time, and I've managed to complete 72 of them. Quite pleased with myself, I must say, with how they've turned out and how I managed to get on. Yeah, I've split them into two 36s at the moment. That's the maximum size per unit we can have under our rules. These are for a friend, and that's the size he would use. So you've seen earlier how bad the figures were, and I think they say they turned out pretty good. I've made quite a lot of my own shields. That helps to brighten them up. We've had flesh washes, dark tones, strong tones, soft tones added. I've added blue washes where blue, particularly that officer figure there. I'm calling him an officer because he's with the standard, whatever that is. Yeah, something on the end of a pole. And then we've got red washes and green washes, which has helped to stain everything. I've touched up a few of the heads, hairlines, and I've done all the metalwork, silver and gold. That all needed redoing. Yeah, I'm pleased. I think these look pretty good. Based up my standard basing, which is brown, 3 dry brushes, which I use a dark orange dry brush, then a peachy coloured dry brush, and then an off-white dry brush. The tops are all homemade. I bought one of those little flocking machines and make my own tufts. So much cheaper. And then some of the tufts I've added some fine granuled green, just to make it look like there's a crop or something in the field. Yeah, so that's that unit. They're not specific, 2 units, just I put the command in the centre and put 33 figures around it. And then we'll go over to this one. Again, very similar. My own shields. I've used some of the shields that they're on. They weren't too bad. And again, I'm not getting paid for this. This is just doing something clean up work for a friend. So there's nothing about making money on them. Yeah, and again, I think these turned out pretty good. So I'm well chuffed with this. This is 72 figures, as I say, 236s. And I think there are 92 figures, so I need to find another 4 figures. No, I don't need to find, I need more than that. Yeah, so I might need 108 figures, won't I, for 336s. So I'll have to find another dozen figures. I don't know if I've got any laying around. He may have, so I may acquire some from my friend and then base them all up to match. But yeah, so that was a very poor looking army which came in, and I think now is going to be very usable in the future. Okay, yeah, so thanks for checking in, and bye for now.